All this week, we've been digging into the recovery phase after natural disasters here to see the lessons learned and what's changing after storms, lava, fires, and floods all wreaked havoc across the state this year. Gina Mangieri, always investigating, and her series continues with a look at schools.
What if a big storm affects a whole island or even the whole state? How will kids get back to school? And how will schools, many of which are the sole designated shelters, balance both community roles?
Floods, a lava flow, even fires have put Hawaii's schools and students to the test this year. In April, historic rain and landslides cut off North Shore communities, including access to school. The DOE set up shop at the Hanalei Colony Resort.
Within days, establishing a satellite campus on the other side, so out there in those communities where kids had an opportunity to go right back to school.
The Big Island lava flow closed or threatened many schools, but most found ways to finish out the school year. It was deja vu for some who had said a formal goodbye to some schools over a lava threat before.
When Pahoa, during the eruption 4 years ago, every single school was closed. Private, charter schools, all closed in a very short 2 or 3 day notice.
The lava thankfully paused and spared the evacuated sites. Just this August, Hurricane Lane drenched parts of the Big Island, including Waiakea Elementary. They doubled up in other rooms and kept on learning.
The community came out the next day, helped us rip out the carpet, some of the baseboards, to strip it and start letting it dry. Within a few weeks, we had a contractor in there to redo the entire the classrooms to get them back into full service. And those school days were missed there.
Lane's winds whipped flames into a frenzy on the Valley Isle, putting Lahaina Luna School in peril.
We did miss 1 day of school for the keiki, but that is another great example where the entire community showed up at Lahaina Luna High School to help them clean their campuses.
Disaster after disaster has us asking how the state's largest department will cope.
Is relocation, dislocation, temporary or more extensive, something that is now formally in the DOE's planning process or will be going forward?
It is, and one of the requirements that came out of one of the incidents recently was that each of the departments update their emergency operations plans.
The DOE and all state agencies are going back to the drawing board to make sure their recovery phase includes what they call COOP, or Continuity of Operations Plans.
All it means is, okay, you lose this building, what other facilities do we have to go to? And it forces us to think through those things.
In the scenario of a more massive disaster that affects a whole district, a whole island, will this new plan address how will you recover and deliver school services in something like a major hurricane impact?
It will certainly touch on that. Again, I have grave concerns as well as everybody. Again, if we were to get hit by a Cat 4, Cat 5 hurricane, as it was looking like we might very well do, again, it is going to be catastrophic. And what are we doing? Yes, we're preparing as much as we can.
Besides students needing to get back to school, campus buildings also serve as public shelters, but they're not big enough for everyone. And as Always Investigating previously revealed, most aren't rated for hurricanes stronger than a Category 1.
If you can shelter in place, we want you to shelter in place. We want you to, again, we want you to be safe.
The lava event illustrates the push and pull of the school's dual roles as educational and shelter facilities.
We had looked at the Pahoa schools, realizing it was, I think schools had just let out, so they were available, but we realized, you know, talking to the DOE, that they had programs and so forth, so it wasn't really suitable for sheltering here. And so we went to the county facilities.
Emergency managers say schools are still suitable to weather the storm, but alternate plans and getting back to learning should be each site's immediate priority.
We look at them for mainly the wind events, right? Hurricane or the system passes, we get the people out. If they cannot return back to their homes, then we put them into the county facilities for the longer haul.
I'll follow up on those school continuity plan updates and any changes to shelter locations. The Disaster Recovery Series continues tomorrow night with how families and individuals can better their odds of a smooth recovery. Back to you.